Have you ever found yourself wondering how to stay calm in the middle of life's chaos? Buddhism offers timeless wisdom, guiding us gently toward acceptance, detachment, and trust. It reminds us that what's meant for us will find its way at the right time. Through ancient stories and simple truths, we'll learn how to let go of what no longer serves us and welcome what life brings with an open heart. Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means freedom, a deep, peaceful freedom that allows us to truly live in the present moment. So come along on this journey of self-discovery. Together, let's explore how these teachings can help us live more fully, more consciously, and with more peace. The art of detachment, freeing the soul. Once, a young monk carried a porcelain cup, a gift from his teacher. He cherished it, always kept it close, admired its beauty. One day, the cup slipped from his hands and shattered into pieces. The monk froze, heart aching. But his master, calm and steady, simply said, "That cup was already broken from the beginning." This is the essence of detachment. It's not about being cold or careless. It's about understanding a simple truth. Nothing lasts forever. How often do we cling to people, to things, to moments, terrified of losing them? We hold on to relationships that have run their course, to expectations that bring us more frustration than joy, to memories that keep us stuck in the past. But the truth is, letting go doesn't mean losing. Letting go sets us free. Buddhism teaches that suffering comes from attachment. We cling because we crave certainty in a world that's always changing. But real peace comes when we accept that change is the only constant. Think of a river. It doesn't try to hold on to the water. It flows. And we too can learn to flow. Yes, life sometimes takes things from us. But how often has it later given us something better? Something we couldn't even imagine at the time. Detachment doesn't mean we stop loving. It means we love with openness, not control. We enjoy what we have, knowing it may one day change. And when it does, we remain at peace. Because detachment opens the door to something even deeper. Acceptance. Radical acceptance. Embracing life as it comes. One day, a disciple came to his master and said, "Master, I suffer because life isn't the way I want it to be." The master smiled gently and replied, "You suffer because you resist what is. Life isn't here to please you. It's here to teach you." Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means opening our eyes to the truth, without filters, without resistance. We struggle because our minds create stories about how things should be, how people should act, how life should go. But life isn't a puzzle we get to solve by force. It's more like the ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. We can fight the waves and exhaust ourselves, or we can learn to float, breathe, and move with the current. Acceptance is not passive. It's powerful. It gives us clarity. When we stop saying, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" everything changes. It doesn't mean we have to like what's happening. But once we stop denying it, we can actually respond with wisdom instead of fear. There's a story of an expert archer. He can aim with great precision, but he can't control the wind or the movement of the target. So what does he do? He adjusts, he adapts, he tries again. Life works the same way. We can't control everything, but we can choose how we respond. Acceptance is not weakness, it's inner strength. It helps us stop wasting energy on what we cannot change, and instead, focus on what we can. And perhaps most importantly, acceptance starts with ourselves. With our flaws, our past, our humanity. Only when we accept who we are can we begin to grow into who we're meant to become. Buddhist stories about fate and trust in life. There once lived an old monk in a quiet village. One morning, a beautiful wild horse appeared in his garden. The villagers said, "What great luck! This horse is a treasure." The monk simply replied, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" A few days later, the monk's son tried to tame the horse and broke his leg. The villagers gasped, "What terrible misfortune! Now your son can't help you." Again, the monk answered, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" Weeks later, war broke out. All the young men in the village were drafted, except the monk's son, who stayed behind because of his injury. Once again, the villagers said, "You are so lucky." And once again, the monk gently replied, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" This simple story holds deep wisdom. So often, we rush to label what happens to us as good or bad, fortunate or tragic. But life is like a tapestry, and we're only seeing one thread at a time. What feels like a setback today may turn out to be the very thing that leads us to something better. Maybe you lost a job, only to discover your true passion. Maybe a relationship ended, but it made space for real growth. Buddhism teaches us to trust the unfolding of life, even when we don't yet understand the why. There's another story. A man saw a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon. Wanting to help, he gently opened it. But the butterfly's wings were weak. It never learned to fly, because the struggle was necessary to grow strong. Sometimes we want quick answers, instant healing, but every process has its rhythm. We can't rush what isn't ready, and often, the struggle is part of the gift. Trusting life doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing our part, and letting go of what we can't force. Like the farmer who plants seeds, waters them, and waits. He doesn't tug on the plants to make them grow faster. He trusts the process. We can do the same. Live with open hearts, with patience, and with the quiet confidence that life knows what it's doing. The practice of meditation to cultivate inner peace. In a quiet Buddhist monastery, a disciple once said to his master, "My mind feels like a storm. The more I try to find peace, the more restless I become." The master handed him a glass of water filled with dirt and told him to shake it. Then he said, "Now wait." Slowly, the dirt began to settle. The water cleared. "This is your mind," the master said. "When you stop forcing it, peace returns on its own." That's the heart of meditation. It's not about emptying your mind or escaping life. It's about seeing clearly, without judgment, letting thoughts come and go, without grabbing onto them. We live in a world of constant noise, notifications, pressure, endless distractions. Meditation gives the mind space to breathe, and science agrees. Meditation reduces stress, improves focus, boosts the immune system, and helps us relate to our thoughts with more clarity and kindness. But even deeper than the benefits, meditation teaches us impermanence. Close your eyes and notice your breath, in and out. A thought rises and fades. An emotion appears and passes. Everything changes, and that's okay. Many people say, "I can't meditate. My mind won't stop." But the goal isn't to stop thinking. It's to realize you are not your thoughts. Thoughts are like clouds drifting across the sky. And the sky? That's your awareness, still and open, no matter what passes through it. One of the simplest and most powerful practices in Buddhism is breath meditation. Just sit quietly, close your eyes, and bring your attention to your breath. If your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring it back. No pressure, no judgment, just presence. You can also try gratitude meditation. spending a few minutes each day reflecting on what you're thankful for. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already here. Or try a letting go meditation. Imagine holding whatever's weighing you down in your hands. With each breath, release it a little more. It's powerful and healing. Over time, meditation changes us. We react less. We feel more grounded. We begin to live with more presence. And that presence helps us let go of control and trust life. And that's where we're headed next. Letting go of control and flowing with the universe. One day, a disciple stood by the river with his master. They watched the water move around rocks, bend with the curves, dance over the shallows. The master said, "Look how the river flows. No resistance, no fear. It simply follows its path." We, on the other hand, try to control everything. Our relationships, our future, even what others think of us. We believe that if we plan hard enough, try hard enough, we can avoid pain and guarantee happiness. But life doesn't work like that. It's constantly shifting, changing, moving, just like the river. And when we fight that flow, we suffer. Buddhism teaches that peace comes not from control, but from trust. Trust doesn't mean giving up. It means doing our best, and then releasing the outcome. We can love someone, but we can't force them to stay. We can care for our health, but we can't guarantee we'll never get sick. We can give our all, but we don't get to control how the story unfolds. There's a story of a man hanging onto a branch at the edge of a cliff. He's terrified to let go, thinking he'll fall. But right beneath him, solid ground. If only he'd let go, he'd be safe. How often do we live like that? Clinging to jobs, relationships, or expectations, not because they bring us joy, but because we're afraid of what will happen if we release them. Letting go isn't easy, but it's often what saves us. So how do we learn to loosen our grip? First, by accepting uncertainty. There are no perfect guarantees in life, and that's okay. Second, by shifting our mindset. Instead of asking, "What if it goes wrong?" we can ask, "What if this is leading me somewhere better?" Third, by detaching from outcomes. Do things because they feel right, not just for the reward, like a painter who creates for the love of it, or a child who plays without worrying about winning. And once again, meditation helps. It shows us our fears without letting them control us. It teaches us to observe, adjust, and flow, just like the river. Letting go doesn't mean we leave everything to fate. It means we trust that whatever happens, we'll be okay. And something beautiful happens when we stop controlling. We become more compassionate, not just toward others, but toward ourselves. Compassion for oneself and others. A monk was walking down a quiet path when he saw a man beating his chest and crying out, "Master, I've made so many mistakes. I've hurt people I love. I can't forgive myself." The monk looked at him with kindness and said, "If a bird breaks its own wing because it flew the wrong way, how will it ever fly again?" Guilt is the stone that weighs you down. Compassion is the wind that sets you free. In Buddhism, compassion is a cornerstone. But it's not just about being kind to others. It begins with how we treat ourselves. We are often our own harshest critics. We replay our failures. We judge our imperfections. We say things to ourselves we'd never say to a friend. But here's the truth. Punishing yourself doesn't heal anything. Only love can do that. Self-compassion isn't about making excuses. It's about giving yourself the space to grow without fear. A tree doesn't grow stronger by being cut down, but by being nourished with care. There's a powerful Buddhist practice called metta bhavana, or loving-kindness meditation. It starts simply. May I be well. May I be happy. May I live in peace. Then you extend that same wish to others. At first, it might feel strange. Many people struggle to wish themselves happiness, but healing begins there. When we learn to love ourselves gently, we become better at loving others too. Compassion also means recognizing this. Everyone is doing the best they can with what they know. We all make mistakes. We all react out of fear, pain, or confusion at times. Holding on to shame or resentment only traps us in the past. Now, compassion doesn't mean accepting harmful behavior. It's not about staying silent when someone crosses a line. It simply means responding with understanding, not hatred, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. There's a story about a man carrying a heavy sack of stones. He's tired, struggling, but he refuses to let it go. The monk asks, "Why do you carry that weight?" The man replies, "These are my grudges and regrets." The monk gently says, "You don't need them to keep walking." So many of us carry old wounds, bitterness, and blame. But those burdens don't punish the people who hurt us. They only weigh us down. There's a famous Buddhist teaching. Holding on to anger is like holding a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone. You're the one who gets burned. So how do we grow compassion when we've been hurt? First, by remembering that hurt people often hurt others. It doesn't excuse them, but it helps us not take it so personally. Second, by giving ourselves permission to heal. We don't have to carry the pain forever. We can choose to release it. Third, by knowing that compassion is not weakness. It's courage, it's strength, it's the power to let go and live with love. And when we live with compassion, life feels lighter. We respond with patience instead of anger, understanding instead of judgment. This is how compassion transforms us, from the inside out. And with it, we begin to live in greater peace, both with ourselves and with the world, integrating Buddhist teachings into daily life. One day, a disciple asked his master, "How long will it take me to reach enlightenment?" The master replied, "If you rush, much longer. If you walk patiently, it may come sooner than you think." That's the secret. Spiritual growth doesn't happen all at once. It's not about reading one book, watching one video, or having a single insight. It's about how we live, day by day. Because what's the use of knowing that attachment causes suffering if we keep clinging out of fear? What's the point of understanding acceptance if we keep resisting what life brings? So how do we bring Buddhism into our daily lives? Practice detachment. This doesn't mean giving up love or joy. It means learning to enjoy things without gripping them tightly. When something good comes, be grateful, without fearing its loss. When something leaves, feel it, and then let it go. Ask yourself, am I holding this because of love or fear? Second, radical acceptance. Each morning ask, what can I accept today? It might be a tough situation, a personal flaw, or something unexpected. You don't have to like it, but stop fighting it. Only from acceptance can wise action follow. 3. Trust the flow of life. Remember the story of the monk and the horse. Don't be too quick to label events as good or bad. Ask instead, what lesson is this offering me? Over time, you'll see everything connects. 4th, daily meditation. Even 5 quiet minutes with your breath can change the tone of your whole day. You don't need to be perfect at it. Just show up. Just breathe. 5, let go of control. Do your best, and then release the outcome. If something doesn't go as planned, don't get stuck. Ask, how can I flow with this? The most beautiful moments in life aren't forced. They unfold. 6, Practice compassion. Small acts of kindness matter. A gentle word, a smile, a listening ear. And most of all, be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Remember, this journey isn't about reaching a perfect state. It's not a race to enlightenment. It's about how you walk, with presence, with patience, with peace. There will be days when you forget, days when you react. That's okay. Come back. Begin again. Buddhism isn't just a philosophy. It's a practice, a way of being, a way of living. And each day, each breath, is another chance to live it more deeply. No matter where you are on your journey, remember, every small step toward awareness brings more peace into your life. Let go a little. Breathe a little deeper. Trust a little more. If this message resonated with you, give it a like and share it with someone who needs a little light today. And don't forget to subscribe to the Wisdom of Buddha channel for more teachings that inspire, heal, and guide you back to your true self. May you be happy. May you be free. May you walk in peace.